Home Depot scammed themselves. That's right. That is what the video title said. And you shouldn't stand up for YouTubers starting their videos like that. So dislike them if they do. Even though you can't see that anymore, it'll give you moral superiority. Anyway, yeah, so Home Depot doesn't really understand what they've done by creating their buy this tool or buy this kit and get one free, like get a tool free. Because I was at Home Depot just last week and they had this like big skill saw thing. I'll put it on the screen. And it came with 2 batteries and like a charger and a bag, and then it came with a free, and then I said free 2 batteries. So I was like, okay, I didn't quite understand. I originally thought, okay, it's just the saw. You just get the saw itself, and then you get 2 free batteries to put on the saw. But no, you get the saw, you get 2 batteries, and then you get another 2 batteries. It's amazing. And so I sat there and I was like, do I need a saw? No, I don't need a saw. Do I need batteries? Kind of, but do I need 4 batteries? Definitely not. So anyway, I went ahead and bought it and brought it home. And I was looking at the receipt. And I actually got it here. And I noticed something about it. You're never going to be able to see that. And it listed the value of the items. And in the store, it's like on this big booth. It's like Makita Saw, $260. That's how much the saw was. And it had in the corner of the batteries, it said the batteries, $270 value, which I was like, wow, that's a lot of value. Like you're selling me a saw for $260. You're telling me the batteries are worth $270 and I get them for free. Anyway, seems like a great deal. But I'm looking on this receipt and I'm reading through the lines and it says max refund value, $132. That's for the batteries. So I paid $260 for everything. And they're telling me the batteries, I can return them for more than half the cost of the whole kit. That's crazy. So I went back and returned the batteries like a few days later. And they gave me $132. So what I'm just like dumbfounded by is they just gave me the saw, 2 batteries, a charger, and a bag for $127 or something, which is less than what they just valued the batteries at. They just gave me $131 for 2 batteries, and I bought 2 batteries, a saw, and a charger for $127. So anyway, what I think that happened is I think the Home Depot marketing team was making this deal up. They were designing it. They were like, yes, people will want this. And, let's throw in these batteries because they probably have really good margins on the batteries. And so they put the batteries up and some guy's like, well, we've done this before. We can pump up the price of the batteries, right? And then it'll like look like we're giving away a lot of free money, because they can, if they sell their batteries, if they change the price of that 2-pack of batteries to $270, then they can say $270 value. And so that's what they did. They said $270 value. So it looked like a big number. They got lots of people looking at it like, whoa, that's a great deal. Just like me. And the problem is that they must have not thought about the refund value, or they just didn't care because they figured not enough people or no one would actually return them. But they undervalued the saw so much by discounting it or whatever, and overvalued the batteries so much that they made a situation where you can just return the batteries and keep the same 2 batteries plus a bunch of other shit for the same price. So it's just a really good deal. Now, on the topic of batteries, every time I go into Home Depot, I go past the battery aisle, and it's like, it's way overpriced. I walk in there, I'm like, there's no way this is market price for these batteries. It's like they have like 5-year-old batteries that came out, or batteries that came out forever ago for $150 like a piece. Like there's a 1-pack on the wall. It's like $150. So I think they have like really high markups on these batteries because they know people are going to come in and they're going to like need them or something and buy them. So they just market the price up so ludicrously. But that's not the market value for these batteries. If you go on Amazon, you can see like Amazon will actually show you they'll be like $230 for the batteries. And you're like, oh, that's the same as Home Depot, right? That's what they cost. But if you go to the used section, and I just found this out, there's a ton of different companies and people selling the same 2-pack new. They even say in the description, they say it's like listed used and then description, and the description says new in packaging. And it's like, what? Why the fuck is it? Are they labeling it new in the description? Why don't they just sell it as new? I don't know. If somebody knows that, just please tell me. But they're like $120, $130. So these are like the market value for like all of these other like shippers, like Amazon sellers. It's like $130 for this 2-pack of batteries, which seems much more reasonable. But Amazon and like the Makita store on Amazon, so that's Makita on Amazon, selling these batteries for far over market value. And I think it's just they must have some sort of monopoly on these, or like, well, I mean, obviously they have a monopoly on them, but they must have like really high markups, and somehow they're able to like keep selling them even though they mark them up so much. I don't really know, but that's what kind of caused this whole debacle with these 2 extra free batteries that are worth more than their entire kit. I did look on Home Depot, and you can find a lot of other kits like this. They're not as good. They're kind of the math doesn't work out quite as well for the customer, but you can kind of think about these things in terms of just like refunding or returning half of the kit. If they're going to give you something for free, just buy a battery kit. I saw one on this like an M18 battery. It was 250 batteries and a charger for $200, but then you got a tool for free. But if you just want the batteries and you don't want a tool, then just buy the batteries and the tool and return the tool which is a $200 tool. Return that. They'll give you $100 for that, and then you get the batteries for $100. And it's like kind of like you're able to get these tool kit prices with just buying one-off things. Like, usually like if you buy a 5-kit tool kit, then you're going to get a better price per tool, but you have to buy all these crappy flashlights and shit that you don't want. And so I'm sure that, I would think that they're going to change something about this, that they're going to make it so that you can't return these free items, because they used to be bundles, right? Like you used to get these bundles, and with the bundles, you couldn't return half the bundle. But now that they've gone to this like free additional item, it's changed that where you can actually return the additional items in the bundle, basically. And it's opened a lot of opportunities. So it kind of feels like you're like walking into like the lumber aisle at Home Depot and like buying like 10 sheets of plywood so you get the bulk price, and then walking out and then walking back in with 9 sheets and returning them all. Which I don't think you can do that. Can you do that? Is that something you can do? I was also thinking about this. I'm like, there's no way Home Depot is making money on this. I'm sure they were making money on the Saw plus the free batteries if you kept it all for $260, but I can't imagine that they're making money off of selling like a high quality Saw, 2 expensive batteries, and the charger and the bag, for $127. I really think that they are losing money if you return the batteries. I think the batteries are what made the kit work out to the way it did, to be profitable for them. But I really think that they can't be making money on this the way I did it. So if you want this kit, it's a great deal. It's it's $127. You could probably just walk out of the store and return it the same day. I mean, or the same time you're there. Like, I don't think anybody cares. You just buy it at a different spot.